Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I am Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Yes, once again. Or possibly for the first time.
Absolutely. Awesome. We're back. And just as good as ever. Cerny, baseball is happening, and I just can't help but just feel, it just brings a pep to
you know what so I got a little pleasant surprise. So I have Hulu Live.
Oh.
And for the longest time, they never had MLB Network. And apparently they've listened to CERN, because I think every week for the past year, I requested it through the Hulu app, MLB Network.
You're like submitting feedback to them. You're like,
yeah, it was like clockwork.
Please.
It's like, if you would like to request something, and I was like, it was like, like my Monday morning, like, let me request it real quick. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So, and then I came on, I was like, I didn't even know. It didn't announce it, or if it did, I don't read the fucking push emails.
You don't read the emails they send you?
No. I was just like, oh, there's a baseball game on. I clicked. I was like, MLB Network. I was like, oh my gosh. So now in the morning when I get up for work, I turn on the MLB Network, listen to Harold Reynolds and
nice
Fake PV and
so you have the Disney Plus, Hulu Live, ESPN package.
Yes.
How much does that run you a month?
I want to say $80 a month.
$80.
Yeah.
Because we just have DirecTV Stream, which is just what I think it sounds like what Hulu Live is. And that's now $70 a month for us.
Yeah, when I first started, it was like $60. And now we've been creeping.
It's not even cheaper to cut the cord anymore. It's probably cheaper to go back on the cord.
And it's like, what really pisses me off is like, I want to watch that exclusively on Peacock or exclusively on Paramount Plus. It's like, well, fuck it then.
Yeah. You have to really be on top of, and there needs to be, I hate to say there needs to be another app because it's the last thing we fucking need. There needs to be something that searches them all, so you can like just type in what you want to watch and it knows where it is. I guess Apple kind of has that on the Apple TV.
I have that too, kind of on Vizio.
It doesn't work very well though.
No, because it's like, oh man, and then it's like it only finds it on certain apps. Like it's like, I forget what Jeffrey was trying to watch the other day. Oh, Detective Pikachu.
Oh, that's a good one.
And didn't show, or you can rent it on Amazon or Apple or whatever the fuck. And it's on Hulu. I went to Hulu and I typed it in, and there it was. I could watch right there.
Yeah, it doesn't. I feel like they're not trying to. You should be able to say like, here's the apps I have. Show me where it's playing on these.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's trying to get you to pay money, probably because they make money through their affiliate links. Detective Pikachu I thought it was a good movie. Ryan Reynolds, right? He's like Pikachu.
Yeah. Well, you were
in a Pokemon mood.
We were in a Pokemon mood, so we had, I don't know. You know what Whatnot is?
Sounds familiar.
So it's kind of like no. It's like a app where you could, a lot of like card people, like they sell cards, like they do auctions, but it's not like eBay. It's kind of like eBay, but in the sense that like we'll put up a card for 20 seconds, go, kind of a thing.
Oh,
so it's kind of he's getting into it like, oh, I want that card, but then it's like,
ooh.
It depends on who you got, because like some of the more well-established Whatnotters, like they have like 400 people in there, and it's like, they'll start at $1, and then all of a sudden
$40 all of a sudden.
15 seconds later, there was one. I mean, Jeffrey was going Rain Man on me. He was like, "There's a card." He's like, "Oh, I want that card." I was like, "Let's get it." And he's like, "No way. There's no way." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "This it'll sell. I bet you for $125." And then like, it was like, "All right, go." And it was like 122, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Wow.
Next card, he's like, "Oh, this one's going for $250." It was like $280, and I was like, "God damn!"
Jeez. And these are like graded Pokemon cards?
Some are graded, some are just raw.
Wow.
Depends on what it is. So he scored some cards.
Sweet. I'm gonna have to check this app out. It's mostly for cards.
Oh yeah, you could do Funko Pops, and it's kind of like it's like a card store, but they do like there's like guys that do baseball and football and basketball. Obviously, Jeffrey's in the pokey sections. So he won some cards, so he's waiting on the mail. So all week leading into spring break, like, all right, we're getting our hauls because he got them from different guys, and nice. He loving it up. And then on that Friday, I said, all right, the new Temple Forces.
Yes,
Pokemon
I've been busting some of those packs.
And he was like, all right, he was telling me, he's like, this is maybe one of my, because he like looks them up online, like the arts and stuff. He's like, okay, this could be one of my favorite sets. I was like, all right, let's go. So we went down to NorCal.
This is his birthday weekend. So we went down to NorCal, got a box.
Ooh. He's like, and then James was like, oh, there's this place over here. It's new. It's called Fire and Ice.
Ooh.
I said, all right, let's go check it out. And Jeffrey's like, all right, so let's get a box from NorCal and a box from Fire and Ice and we'll compare. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
We're fast and loose with that.
Yeah, wow. How much does a box set you back? You get a little break. It's $5 a pack, pretty much, right?
Yeah. So this one, what he went for
20 packs.
It's 36 packs. So he went for it was like $100. It was $100, and I was like, okay, well, it's your birthday, so
yeah.
So we'll grab it. So we got it, and he was ripping some packs. Now he did pull.
Get a good one.
The number one card in the set.
Oh, which one?
Iron Crown.
Oh, okay.
So he pulled it. And he's like, oh, at the time it was a number 2, but he was still jazzed. Number 2 card in the set.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the weekend, it had climbed to number 1.
Oh wow! Now does he try to sling on this app too, or he just likes?
Whatnot? No, he just he collects it and he likes to collect it and go through that. So then on his birthday, I'd actually got him his favorite card, and it was graded. It was a Dragonite.
I saw ultra rare Dragonite V.
Yep.
V Star.
Yep. So he was jazzed about that.
Stoked.
So he was talking about he told me it was the greatest Poke Week 2 weeks of all time.
Wow.
So maybe.
Now, he's busting the packs. What does he do with the filler cards? Or is he only looking for the foils and the rare arts?
That's what he's looking for.
Okay.
Now there's a fillers and even some of the hollows he's setting aside. He's making a Charlie pile, actually. He's like,
well, I need to talk to him because I have been on my own Pokemon card journey. So, my kids have been into it too, and it's sort of how we bribed them. My wife went on Facebook Marketplace and got some other mom was just like Pokemon cards $5 for like 50. And it's just, like fucking Pidgeys and just nonsense energy cards. It's just like the kids don't care. They're just like, oh, cool Pokemon cards. But now, since I've gotten involved, it's like, now that I'm involved with it, we go to the store, we get the packs. And so we'll go there. We'll like, okay, you can get like a pack or 2 each. I'm like, well, I want a pack, I need to start. My son's like, Dad, you should start your own collection. I'm like, okay.
Good idea.
So we go there, and then, the card shop is very non-threatening. It's all like, kind of like your stereotypical nerd and geek looking folks. Yeah. Like, everyone's just having a good time, enjoying what they enjoy. Am I into painting figurines and playing Magic? No, but they are, and they're doing their thing.
Yep, that's cool.
So anyway, they're like, oh well, Saturdays at 1, it's Pokemon, card day. Like that's the time you can go Battle League.
Okay. Yep. That's also Fire and Ice had. It was like we walked into. They were
having
a huge room, and all these tables were set up, and there was like some battle going on.
Oh, nice. So we were trying to kill time. I'm like, hey, you guys want to go to the Pokemon store and like check out this thing? Like, they're like, well, what do we do? I'm like, well, I think at the very least, bring your binders with all your cards, and like you can show people, and you could look at other cool cards that people have, like at the very least, and then we'll get some packs. So we went there, and there was some other kids that were kind of, 8 to 12 playing. So my daughter and they were all looking at each other's cards. It was cool. Like, they were getting into it. And then this guy sits down who's like, just an adult. He goes, "Oh, you guys want to learn how to play?" And my son's like, "Yeah," and like stood right next to him, and he's like, "Well, I have this deck." He's like, "I have these 5 decks." Like clearly, he was, he knows what he's doing. He's a very competitive player.
Yeah.
Rolled out his own mat. He had the special dice and these damage dice and everything. He's like, "You could play with this Mewtwo deck and blah blah." He's like, "Get it set up." So he was like teaching him. My kids were really into it. I'm like, and then I was like, "Well, I'm kind of into this now too." So that sparked the Pokemon TCG trading card game for me. So now I'm afraid I'm in deep, CERN. We went back another week. I was like, "Do you guys want to actually like build a deck to like play?" So we went to the store, and there's like a starter box.
Decks, yeah.
Yeah, you could like, basically like a starter deck that has like all the, enough for you to kind of play. You're not going to be beating these guys that are like constructing their own.
Yeah.
But so anyway, we've been doing that, and my son, like every single day last week, he's like, "You want to play Pokemon?" And we'll like play the actual game and stuff.
Wow, there you go.
So he's into it, and now I have my own starter deck. I have an electric deck, but now I'm like, "Oh, I need better cards." So now I'm thinking Jeffrey, him and I want different things, but his discards, his trash is my treasure. So I have to figure out how to.
So we decided.
I need some supporters.
Last week we decided he has my office is also his Poke Room.
Oh, okay.
So it was a mess. Like he had cards. It was just
everywhere.
Pile of stuff. I said, we gotta clean this up. I can't, So we went through, cleaned it up, got some cards. We found the box that we're supposed to give Charlie. I was like,
every once in a while, she's like, "When's Cerny gonna send those Pokemon cards?" I'm like, listen, it'll happen at some point. It'll probably be.
Oh, it's there. It's
2
there.
months.
I found it. It was underneath his Snorlax stuffed animal that I didn't know.
Oh, Snorlax, nice.
We moved it into there, so I was like, okay, I gotta mail it out. Moved it in there, and then it got piled over top.
Yeah,
it's also a wrapping room, and it's also.
Your wife has started depositing things in there, I'm sure, as well.
Oh, yeah. She has birthday presents and Christmas presents, so I get...
Already Christmas?
Not Christmas, sorry. It was Christmas, and then now it's the birthdays.
Okay.
So I said, okay. So we sit there, and I was like, let's go through it. I said, and you texted me about the energies that you need. Okay. So I said, don't throw away the energies, because he has a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
So and he even threw in some V cards and stuff where it's like it's like a couple bucks. He's like, I have 2. Just give it to Charlie. And I'm like, all right, here you go, Charlie.
Sweet.
It's got sleeves. If it's got sleeves on it, it's actually a decent card.
Well, that's what we did too. Because at the card shop, they had sleeves, but pink on the back, and then blue, and then like deck boxes. So of course, and I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff.
He threw in some dice.
Oh.
2 pair, because I said Sonny's gonna want one too. So he threw in 2 pair of dice. 2 little card books, like we put we tried to do I was like, let's do, because we had one, I was like, let's put another one in there for Sonny.
Wow.
Because you can't leave him out. And he's like, no. So he's throwing in Sonny stuff. So the box is full and it's heavy as fuck.
Damn, dude. It sounds like we need to come through.
Yeah. So Sonny has this too. Some stickers and some little coins and stuff like that.
Nice. Well, they'll be happy to hear that. And I also found I'm back on the Pokemon Go as well. Pokemon is like resurged into my life. I'm
back in it too. I caught
here's what happened.
The Farquhar today.
I know. Well, I've been out of it for so long. Everything was kind of new. But I went to New York for work, and I remembered there's some regional
the
Buffalo. And like any man just trying to get my dick sucked. I'm like, hey, wife, who's still really into Pokemon Go? I'm like, is there?
So I still get gifts from her on the daily.
You do? She's an avid trainer. And I was like, do you still want this? Is this Pokemon over there? So I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll download the game and I'll like try to find one of these. So I was playing when I was over there, and there's all sorts of routes and all the new shit to do. And
I was a little confused on those.
Yeah. So I'm back.
You could do parties or something like that?
Yeah. I keep it at arm's length, but I definitely play. You probably gotten a couple of gifts from me.
I did. I was like, oh,
but
hey,
you're like, oh,
just
look
back.
who's back! Look who's back! So I have that going, and they have a Pokemon TCG Live app where you can actually play the card game on an app, like against someone else.
Oh, with the code cards. I was always wondering what those were. I was like, who the fuck?
Save your code cards, dude. I dug them out of the trash.
Many.
You probably have fucking stacks of those things.
Oh, yeah. It's used to throw away. So I was like, what the hell is this?
So I've been like playing because they give, you have like, you can make your own deck and you collect points and you're opening like, it's like, oh, you earned a new pack and you like open a virtual pack on it and you could make your own decks and shit. I was like, this is ridiculous, but I'm playing it.
I was always getting, the wife was giving me some blowback on, you guys got Pokemon cards again? But then like Jeffrey was like, do you want to open he got a little box. He's like, do you want to open a pack? And she's like, yeah, I'll open a pack. And she's like, give me number 4 or whatever. So Jeffrey pulled, 1, 2, 3, 4, pulled it out.
Wow.
Gave it to her. She opened it. She got a banger.
Wow.
And Jeffrey was like pumped, like, whoa. And then she was like, well, can I have another 4? And I'm like, oh, welcome to the Pokemon Club. I said, all this hate and now you're in? She's like, well, it's kind of fun when the kids get excited. I was like, well, yeah, what do you think? What do you think I'm doing it for? Not me.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what happened at the card shop, and she pulled I think I kind of get what the full. There's the foil, which is your regular foil hologram, a shiny one, and then you could tell the difference. So I know that those are. I at least know that they're more rare. Yeah. So I start looking them up, and then I saw my daughter pull one was $65, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And so I went over. I bought some top loader hard cases right away. I'm like, "Here, put this in here."
Yep, top
this is $65. She's like, "Really?" She went to school. She's like telling everyone about it. All the other, like mostly the boys that are into Pokemon. She's like, "I have a $65 card." We showed the guys at the shop. They were like, "Oh, that's a great one." They were into it and stuff. So she was right happy with that. Yeah,
yeah. You texted me a picture, and I just walked over and showed Jay and said, "Hey, look what Charlie pulled." He's like, he knew. I mean, he knew what I was like, the Iona
full art or something,
full art rare or whatever the fuck he started on. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's like a $80 card or $70 card. I was like, no, pretty close.
Yeah. So. I don't know. So I guess, can you sell it back to the shops, or every shop's a little bit different?
I mean, that shop will probably do it sometime, but what they'll do is like,
I mean, they're not going to give you like list.
No,
they'll be like, here's
so
$30 or like $40 in store credit or something.
So it's like, yeah, usually they'll do like, if you want cash, they'll do like 50%, or if you want store credit, they'll do like 65%.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we've done enough with so we'll go to NorCal and he does Pokemon. I mean, his big business is sports cards.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at some of the cards he had, like he was going through. I talked to him a bunch of times too. It's like, we've been in there enough times.
Does Joe go to this place too, or is he has
Joe
is his own guy?
No, Joe knows him too. Because there's a place in Roseville. He has 2 stores, one in Folsom, one in Roseville. So Joe,
nice.
Because Joe will call me up.
Must be doing well if he has 2 fucking stores.
Oh yeah. He's rolling.
Nice.
Like Joe called me up one time. It's like the owner's name is Tommy, and I didn't know that. I mean, I always talk to the guy. And I'm sure he told me his name, but it's like I'm really bad with that. So Joe called me one time. He's like, "Hey, I'm looking for this box," because I texted him like at NorCal or something like that. So he's like, "Call me." He's like, "Hey, can you? I'm looking for this box. Can you ask? Is Tommy there?" I was like, "Who the hell is Tommy?" He's like, "The owner, dude." And I was like, "Oh." He's like, "Ask Tommy if he has this box." And what's his price? Say it's for Joe. And I was like, of course. Of course. And those who don't know, I swear to God, if you walk anywhere in the greater Sacramento area and just say Joe, Arcuri, they'll be like, oh yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah. Nicest guy. That's he. Yeah. So, okay. Now I want to build like a cool deck to play with, but I kind of want to like pull the cards. But I also, I mean, if I have the means, I can just buy the cool shit.
That was a sit down I'd have with Jeffrey because he was trying to, he has what he calls chase cards, right? That's his,
Yeah.
And there was one he was talking, he's like chasing it. And I was like, okay, well, for as much money as we sunk into chasing it, we could have got the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like pulling it. I said, I get it. It's a nice little surprise. I said, but I mean, if that's what we're going for, let's just grab it.
Yeah.
So that's why I got him the Dragonite.
Okay.
Because that's
like you're not going to pull that because that thing is there. I guess that's an older set.
Yeah. It's from the set Evolving Skies, which is like from Sword and Shield and whatnot. And
I don't see those packs at the store anymore.
No, if you want to buy it's $15 a pack now. You can climb to 20. If you want to buy a booster, it's $700. Because it has
a booster box is with the 36 packs.
36, yeah.
Damn.
So it's like $700. So, and that's not even the best card in the set. It's not even the fucking second best card in the set.
Wow.
They have this thing called the Moonbryon. I mean, I know this because Jeffrey has educated me thoroughly. I've been in
you're
class.
Fucking learned up on Pokemon.
I've been in class for a while. And the Moonbryon, I mean, that card is like, if it grades a 10, it's $1,000. Wow. I forget what it is off like raw. It's like 250, 300.
Do you think raw. in 36 packs though,
so I got him one. It wasn't $700 at the time because it was still in production.
Yeah,
but it was still like $200.
Wow!
I got it for Christmas. Like that was like his because he was talking about it, and he didn't pull a fucking thing.
He got iced on the whole box.
Iced. I was like, God damn! I mean, he got a couple like little rainbows and stuff, but he didn't get. So it's like the Moonbryon, and there's like a Rayquaza, VMAX alt art thingy, and then I think that's number 3. And then there's another one right behind it that's like number 4. I mean, they're all. I was like, how does this card have all these sets? He's like, they call it Evolving Cries, Data, because you just cry because you don't pull anything. And I was like, I gotcha.
Now with the decks, whenever they release a new version, everyone like shifts their deck battle strategy to like, oh, the new one has this one, and that's a great for water, and everyone's like building their decks and shit. And I made the mistake. I went on YouTube. I'm like, like how to build like Pokemon TCG deck. There's legit. They're like the live tournament, 12 and under league, and it's like a fucking live stream of kids playing Pokemon against each other, commentators and everything. Like, oh, he's going for the Great Ball supporter thing. Oh, he's matching up with 2 Tyranitars. What a good move there. A fucking 56-minute YouTube video of like these kids playing Pokemon. Like the kids had headsets with microphones. They were like sitting down. There's audience streaming. Like it was
it's legit.
It was a whole legit thing. But these kids are like, but they have all the baller. Like my son has a shiny or like a gold foil water energy. I'm like, that's like a flex. It's like a cool flex to have in your deck. Like I'd be busting the cool foils in there.
So in the one we gave Charlie, Jeffrey threw in some what do you call them? Hollow energies. So they're like sparkly and stuff like that.
Wow.
So he had a bunch of duplicates. He's like, all right, well I'll just keep one of each because he's not playing. He's in for the. He's in. Okay. You should see his room's decked out in fucking Pokemon cards, and obviously this.
So yeah, we've been whatever the newest. So the Easter Bunny got him some packs, and they get some good ones. And now the kids had their starter one, and then I'm like playing. We did boys against girls, and then the kids kind of get bored. Just me and my wife just playing each other. And she's like into she's into that kind of stuff.
The
the strategy piece. So, and I'm like, man, Sonny's deck is so weak. I need to boost it up. I'm like, bring your binder over here. Pull out all the water because they like line it up the pages and they have their foils in front. You know how how they do it. But we're getting to the point where we need a better storage system for everything because it's kind of like there's just stacks of Pokemon cards like kind of around and we need to like contain it in a box.
Okay. I'm seeing what I'm thinking here.
Probably just a card box.
Oh, you know what?
one of those white cardboard.
I think in the
Once.
box. I mean, this is. I'll have to take a look. I think there's 2. You know those little, they call them ETBs, like the little box. They usually come with 9 packs.
Yes,
So there's 2 of
we
them
have
in
one
there.
of those.
Okay,
but
so
it's-
there's 2 in the box that for Charlie, and I mean it's full of cards already. But
so we need a box for the other boxes. But yeah, we're at a volume. We're crushing the volume game.
yeah, so we have. I mean, I swear that box had every fucking thing you can think of.
Damn. Well, I'm excited. Well, because I think it'd be cool. Like, oh, you have a psychic deck and then you have a fire deck, and you kind of, build it out.
I mean,
But
there's
I don't know
some
who I would play against.
I don't know.
I guess I roll up on Saturdays at 1 to the shop and try to like dust some of these other nerds.
I think you get worked.
I think I would too. Because I was watching them and they're like, do this. And then they're playing so many cards per hand. And they're like, this card, discard these 2, search deck, add this energy, using this ability, doing that, retreat this, using this supporter card, boom, attack for 20, and then your weakness. And I'm like, hold on, like, you just did fucking 12 things, and I'm...
Yeah, there was...
You lost me.
When we were in Fire and Ice, they're having that tournament for... The winner gets like a little Temporal Forces box or whatever the fuck it was.
Cool.
And I was like, just like watching it, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And it feels
Some
like...
kid won. He's probably like 14.
Oh, wow. Everyone's like decks are, they're all pretty, like, you're not going to get very far with some weak ass out of the box stock deck that you buy from fucking
No,
Target.
because they got some,
Yeah. So everyone's like, and it's also lucky. Like, you got to draw good cards, or you got to have, I don't know.
So I mean, Jeffrey can help support. He's got enough to support the deck.
Okay.
Obviously, the big bangers he's keeping because
That's understandable. So maybe I'll have to look at, maybe there's like a league
he has a card.
poning some 9-year-olds on the weekends to Pokemon cards.
We did a trade at the shop.
Oh,
Trade night. Yeah, let me grab this right here. I'll grab it. I'll show you.
okay. I'll fill some time while CERN is getting this card. But Pokemon cards are back in a big, big way for Chip and CERN. Okay. He's got the card. It's
All right,
it's a graded, or not a graded, it's in a hard screw case. Full art. Is that a chart? Ooh. Oh, wow. It's like that's a cool one. I like how they're changing. What's his attack? 180, but 4 fire energy?
So he's got that's 330.
Ooh.
Explosive Vortex.
Wow. Is that an EX?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh,
or not.
man.
Yeah, so Charizard EX. So it's for 151. This is the number 1 card. He was dying for it. So he brought some cards that he had like duplicates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the cards, like, it was $115. So what he did is like, we did like the class, like you see on Instagram.
5 for 1 kind of thing.
Yeah, or it's like, okay, the guy's like, I'll take this one, this one, this one, this one. And that's equal to like, it was like.
Now, are you looking it up, the price? You're kind of like trying to get it around in the same ballpark of what it is?
Yeah, but he didn't want to take everything.
Right.
So because it was at NorCal, so it's like they're really into the sports. So he's only going to take like what he knows he can sell.
He knows he can move, yeah.
So it's like, you can see, it's like, okay, this one, this one, this one. And I said, I'll throw $20 cash on top of that. He's like, deal, kind of a thing.
Okay.
This is what we did.
Nice.
So he came up with this banger right here. So, but it's
Wow.
like,
That's pretty cool.
So, but yeah, we had to do that trade, and and I was, it was kind of teaching Jeffrey, like, because I made him do it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, negotiate with the guy. Don't just run with it. He's, and he, it's not like he was going to fuck him over. I was standing there,
Right.
and he's actually, the store's really cool with kids. Like, he'll give Jeffrey free packs and stuff.
Oh.
He'd be like, all right, let's, all right. Yeah,
I mean,
Jeffrey,
it makes sense. Like, you basically want to make it a habit to come to your. I would be like, you got a good report card, free pack, kind of like the kind of get them in.
Yeah,
the
it was
shop.
like
You know, you drop
when he
that.
graduated 5th grade. He got some money, so he wanted to go in there and buy a box. And he's like, "Oh yeah," I said, "It's graduation money." He's like, "Oh, where's you?" I said, "He's going to 6th grade." He's like, "Oh, here, take two free packs."
Wow.
I was like,
Nice.
all right, let's, and I told Jeffrey, I was like,
He's
all right,
not an idiot.
let's rip him here. Yeah, he's like, it's all about the kids, as far as he's like, it's the, kind of like the, they're the future of the business anyway. I don't want to ice him out with just go. I mean, he has, don't worry, he has cars in there that only big boys can spend, and I'm not even a big boy in that realm.
He's got like
a $15,000 card in there. I was like,
damn.
oh, it's a one of one.
He needs like Post Malone to come
and
through.
shit like that. I'm like, oh. He's doing eBay shit too. He does it on eBay. He does it on what?
Okay, he's got his income streams dialed in. It sounds like.
Yeah, he's got a few.
Okay, now buying this box seems interesting. So if you just buy the new, I guess $5 times 36, but you probably get a break on the $5. So it's like $4 a pack or something.
There's probably you mean if it maths out
Retail.
that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, in retail it is $5 a pack, but
Okay.
what is it? 36 packs? What did I say?
Yeah. What would the what's the math on that one? 150. So it'd be like $200 for a box if you just bought 36 packs outright.
Yeah, so it's like if you buy the box, it's like $3 a pack. $3
okay.
a pack. But he'll usually kick Jeffrey an extra like, I'll take 20 off top. So it's like instead of 115, it's like 100 or whatever it is.
Oh shit! Now you got me scared about getting iced for a whole box, though. Not iced, but
that was the only one. Like everything else usually has like because Jeffrey watches PokeRev, the YouTuber.
Yeah,
and
so he's just busting packs all day on.
He's ripping packs
on YouTube Live.
Yeah, this fool will buy like an old school box too. Like
wow,
he'll spend like $50,000 on it.
Does he sells them too, or he just has?
Yeah, he sells them. He has his own like little like mystery packs where it's like he puts in like 5 like recent packs, and he'll have like one mystery, and it being like another like a little Ziploc baggie with a different color. So if you pull a red, it's going to be another traditional like recent one.
Oh,
green's a little older, and fucking blue or whatever the fuck.
It's all different.
Gold is like if you pull a gold, you get you're getting a fossil, jungle, or base set.
Base set, baby. I need to go up to my parents' house and get my Pokemon cards are still there.
James, so when we were at Fire and Ice, they have a big display of singles too. And they had like Dark Dragonite and Sabrina's Gengar, which is like, and that's like old school, like Team Rocket, like 2000. Yeah. And James was like, oh, I had that one. I had that one.
They're like a couple $100 each.
Oh, try 6.
Damn.
I was like, and Jeffrey was like, do you know where they are? James was like, no. And Jeffrey was like appalled, right? He's like, James, what the? James like, I didn't know.
Well, I'm sure your dad would tell you these stories, but my dad was like, yeah, I had like 5 Willie Mays rookie cards, but then like he struck out 2 times, so I put them in the spokes.
And
yep,
that's my dad. I had a Nolan Ryan rookie card, and I didn't like it because it had 2 people on it, so I put them in my spokes of my bike, and I was like, oh, dude, that's like, Dad, Dad, that's like $100,000, man.
I'm reading like 1995 Beckett. I'm like, Dad, you just like threw away like $1,200 when you were a kid.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I
think I looked up like a Nolan Ryan rookie, and it was like, I forget what it was. It was crazy. Let me look it up live right here.
When was Nolan Ryan a rookie? In the 60s?
Yeah, like 68. My dad was still a kid.
Yeah, your dad probably would have been like 10 or 12 or something.
You've been 12 years old,
12.
13?
Okay.
Yeah, Nolan Ryan. Yeah, it goes for, if it's a PSA 9, it's $112,000. If it's Gem 10, it's $600,000.
Dude, that's a house.
I know. I told my dad, and he's like, "Oh, fuck."
You could have retired 10 years. You could have retired when you were when we were still in high
if
school.
If they ever invent the time machine, I'm going back with $20. I'm giving my younger self $20 for my box of cards.
Nice. So if I get my hands on my box, I should see what good ones I have and try to sling them for some cash money.
Yeah, cash money. Because
the problem is I played with them too, so they're probably not in great condition.
So no, it's probably not going to be 600 or whatever. I mean, some of them are like Like, I mean, the Charizard. I mean that.
Charizard foil, like first edition and shit.
Yeah, the first edition. It was like, this is what Jeffrey. I mean, this is what Jeffrey tries to go for. Well, it took me a little bit too because he kept calling it First Eddie, and I'm like, "The hell is that? The hell's First Eddie?" And it was like, "Oh, first edition." I got you.
First Eddie. Stop. Stop.
So, like, first edition. Oh yeah, I mean, ungraded, $1,500. If you got a 10, oh dude, you got 330,000 in your pocket.
All right, it ain't a 10. I'm pretty sure about that, but I'll take 1,500. I don't.
Yeah,
need
even if it's a
Charizard.
9, or let's just say it's an 8. 8 is still like 9 grand.
So that'd be worth how much to get a card graded? Like $40 or something? $20?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you could do.
Okay. What if it comes back and it's like a 4? Just bust it out and just like pry it out of the
Yeah, I
grading.
would I would tell Jeffrey like a couple of them. He's like, "What if we don't get the grade? You know, like just crack it and pull it out and sell it." Because sometimes the grade ungraded is more than like your lower grades, obviously.
Yeah.
So I was like, just crack it and sell it individually then.
I need to get my hands on those cards. My baseball cards are up there too, and I mean basically the cards are coming back in a big way. So
Yeah, except if it's 80s and 90s, they say no junk wax.
oh yeah. It's probably what I got. A lot of
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, of
Yeah.
course, prime Cerny collection.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you have like 88 Don Russ, like,
Yeah.
and everything. I'm like, oh, I think there's a million fucking Don Russ.
Oh yeah, there is. The only one, if there's like an error on it, that'd be the only one you could.
Yeah, like the Frank Thomas, no name or whatever.
Yeah, or the Billy Ripken where he wrote like "fuck face" or something.
Oh yeah, fuck. So good, so good. Well, you know, Cerny, we get older, but we're still kids at heart.
Oh yeah,
The Chip and Cern Show, baseball, March Madness, and Pokemon. That's what we're about.
That's all it's about.
That's all. But it's really for the kids. It's really just for the kids, ish, and us. Now I'm gonna have to go back. My son's birthday's coming up as well, so maybe does it trigger you when they just blow and open the packs like so fast? Like for me, I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm like, oh, 36 packs. We'll be ripping all day, and it's like
yeah,
5 minutes later, gone. And there's a pile of trash. Like fuck.
yeah, like ugh. I'm like, hold on, let me get those cards to scan for my Pokemon TCG Live game, so I can boost my virtual deck up. So, all right, well, if you got Pokemon cards or you got some thing, shoot us a note to the old email if it's still active.
Chip and Cern Show, gmail.com.
I think Google probably shut that thing down.
It's like inactivity.
Yeah, they're like cobwebs in there. We answer all the spam emails.
Yeah,
We're like,
just keep
how
it
much?
alive.
Like, yes, just to keep it going. But that'll do it for this week, folks. We'll see you all next week or at some point in the near future. But until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.